Hello, and welcome to Ben's English Room. I'm Ben, and today we're going to learn English with a story. This story is called Robin Hood. It is a famous story from England about a brave man who helps people and fights for justice. Don't worry, we're not reading the full story. This is a simplified version, slow and clear, perfect for learning English. Here is what we will do. You will hear the story slowly. I will explain important words and phrases. We will practice shadowing, repeating sentences together. Are you ready? Let's begin. A long time ago in England, there was a small forest called Sherwood Forest. Many people lived nearby, but they were often poor. In a nearby town, there was a mean sheriff. He took money from people and made their lives difficult. The people were sad and afraid. But in the forest, there was a man named Robin Hood. Robin was brave, kind, and clever. He wanted to help the poor people. He had a group of friends called the Merry Men. They lived in the forest and planned ways to help the villagers. Robin Hood was famous for his archery skills. He could shoot arrows very accurately. He used his skill to take money from the rich and give it to the poor. One day, Robin Hood saw the sheriff taking gold from the villagers. Robin knew he had to help. He took out his bow and arrow, aimed carefully, and surprised the sheriff. Robin gave the gold back to the villagers. The villagers were happy and thanked Robin Hood. They called him a hero. But the sheriff was angry. He wanted to catch Robin Hood. Robin Hood was not alone in the forest. His best friend was Little John, a very tall and strong man. Little John was clever and brave. Together, they planned many adventures. They also had other friends. There was Friar Tuck, a kind and funny man who loved helping people, and Maid Marian, a smart and brave woman who cared about the villagers and sometimes helped Robin Hood. One day, Robin Hood and Little John decided to stop the sheriff from taking more money. They planned a clever trick. The sheriff sent soldiers into the forest to find Robin Hood. But Robin and his friends were ready. They hid behind trees and rocks, using the forest to stay safe. Robin Hood was very clever. He used his bow and arrow to scare the soldiers. The soldiers ran away, and Robin gave the money back to the villagers. The villagers were happy. They cheered for Robin Hood and his friends. They knew that as long as Robin Hood was in the forest, the sheriff could not hurt them. Robin Hood and his friends lived carefully. They avoided danger, but always helped people. Every adventure made Robin Hood cleverer and stronger. He became a legend in the forest and in the villages nearby. One day, the sheriff of Nottingham became very angry. He wanted to catch Robin Hood and stop him forever. The sheriff sent more soldiers into the forest, hoping to trap him. Robin Hood was ready. He knew the forest better than anyone. He moved quickly through the trees, jumping over rocks and hiding in bushes. The soldiers could not catch him. Robin Hood and his friends made clever traps. They tied ropes between trees, and when the soldiers ran, they fell into nets. The soldiers were scared and confused. Robin Hood laughed quietly. But the sheriff did not give up. He disguised himself as a traveler and went into the forest alone, hoping to trick Robin. Robin noticed something strange about this traveler. He was careful and asked many questions. Robin Hood realized it was the sheriff. He and Little John made a plan. They challenged the sheriff to a friendly archery contest. Everyone watched carefully. Robin was the best archer, and he easily won the contest. The sheriff was embarrassed, but could not fight Robin Hood in front of the villagers. Robin and his friends left quietly, smiling. The villagers cheered again. They knew Robin Hood was clever and brave. Robin Hood always helped people. He shared money, food, and supplies with the poor. Every time the sheriff tried to stop him, Robin had a clever plan. His legend grew stronger every day. Robin Hood continued to be clever and brave. He used his skill with a bow and arrow to protect the forest and its people. But his greatest goal was to help the poor. He often stole from the rich, especially the greedy officials and tax collectors. Robin would take their money and give it to villagers who were hungry or poor. The people loved him for this. They called him a hero. One day, Robin Hood and his friends learned that the sheriff was taking even more money from the villagers. Robin decided to make a plan. He dressed as a poor man and went to the town. He carried a small bag. When the sheriff saw him, he laughed. "You are poor. You have nothing," he said. Robin smiled. Suddenly, he threw the bag on the ground. Gold coins spilled out everywhere. The villagers cheered. Robin Hood had tricked the sheriff again. He took back what the sheriff had stolen and gave it to the people. The villagers thanked Robin and his friends. "Robin Hood is our hero," they shouted. Robin Hood always had clever ideas. He and his friends used the forest to hide and to escape. They were never caught, and their legend grew. The poor had hope, and the rich learned to be careful. The Sheriff of Nottingham became very angry. Robin Hood had tricked him many times, and the villagers loved Robin. The sheriff decided to catch Robin once and for all. He gathered a large group of soldiers and set a trap in the forest. But Robin Hood was clever. He had spies who warned him about the sheriff's plan. Robin gathered his friends, Little John, Will Scarlet, and the others. When the sheriff's men entered the forest, Robin and his friends were ready. They used their knowledge of the forest to hide and move quickly. They set clever traps, ropes, nets, and arrows ready. The soldiers were confused and afraid. Many ran away, and the rest could not catch Robin Hood. In the end, the sheriff failed again. Robin Hood returned to the villagers with his friends. He gave them food, coins, and hope. The villagers celebrated him as a true hero. Robin Hood's story spread far and wide. People talked about his bravery, clever tricks, and kindness. He became a symbol of justice and helping those in need. Even today, hundreds of years later, the legend of Robin Hood reminds people that courage, cleverness, and helping others are always important. And that is the story of Robin Hood, the hero of the poor and the protector of justice. And now, let's go through some important vocabulary from the story. These words will help you understand the story better and sound more natural when you speak English. Listen carefully, repeat after me, and try to remember them. 1. Sheriff of Nottingham. The main villain in the story who tries to capture Robin Hood. Example: the Sheriff of Nottingham wanted to take all the villagers' money. Repeat after me. The Sheriff of Nottingham is very strict. 2. Trap. A clever plan to catch someone. Example: the sheriff set a trap in the forest. Repeat after me. Robin avoided the trap. 3. Spy. A person who secretly watches and reports information. Example: Robin Hood had spies who warned him about danger. Repeat after me. The spy told Robin about the sheriff's plan. 4. Clever. Smart and able to solve problems easily. Example: Robin Hood is very clever. Repeat after me. He is clever and quick. 5. Villagers. People who live in a village. Example: The villagers were poor and needed help. Repeat after me. Robin Hood helped the villagers. 6. Hero. A brave and good person who helps others. Example: Robin Hood is a hero. Repeat after me. The hero saved the villagers. 7. Justice. Fairness and helping what is right. Example: Robin Hood fought for justice. Repeat after me. He always wanted justice. 8. Arrows. Weapons shot from a bow. Example: Robin Hood and his friends used arrows to protect themselves. Repeat after me. The arrows flew quickly. 9. Forest. A large area full of trees. Example: Robin Hood lived in the forest. Repeat after me. The forest is his home. 10. Brave. Not afraid to face danger. Example: Robin Hood was brave and clever. Repeat after me. He is very brave. Shadowing practice. Now listen and repeat each sentence slowly. Robin Hood lived in the forest. He helped the poor and fought the sheriff. The villagers trusted Robin Hood. He was clever and brave. The sheriff tried to catch him many times. Robin Hood always found a way to escape. He became a hero to all the people. Great job following the story so far. Now let's see how much you understood. I'll ask some simple questions. Try to answer them in English, even if it's just a few words. Questions: Where did Robin Hood live? Who were Robin Hood's friends? What did Robin Hood do with the money he took from the rich? Why did the villagers trust Robin Hood? Who wanted to catch Robin Hood? How did Robin Hood escape danger? What did Robin Hood teach people about courage and fairness? Take a moment to think about your answers. You can pause the video here and try writing or saying them out loud. Discussion. Do you think Robin Hood was a hero? Why or why not? If you lived in Robin Hood's village, would you have trusted him? Can you think of a modern example of someone helping others like Robin Hood? These questions help you practice English speaking and thinking in English, not just listening. Don't worry about perfect answers. Just try to explain in your own words. Great job today. You listened carefully, learned new vocabulary, practiced shadowing, and thought about the story with our questions. Every step like this makes your English stronger and more confident. Remember, learning English is a journey, just like Robin Hood's adventure in Sherwood Forest. Step by step, day by day, you can improve. Don't worry if some parts were difficult. Challenging yourself is how you grow. Keep practicing. Listen again to the story. Repeat the vocabulary. Try answering the discussion questions in full sentences. Thanks for joining me today in Ben's English Room. Keep exploring, keep practicing, and enjoy your English journey. See you next time for another story and more learning fun. Bye for now.